And welcome back to the Crypto Hulk Show. Got a good one lined up for you today. What happened yesterday was kind of weird. It was like 76 degrees. It was normally like 95 degrees every day for like the past couple weeks, right? Like hot as hell in Reno. Then all of a sudden yesterday it's 76 degrees and hail is coming down. Like the size of a pencil eraser, like bigger than a quarter inch. It was just crazy. It was like coming down like, what the fuck? It's like summer. I don't know, man. Very bizarre. Some of the little round balls were like this double the size of a pencil eraser. And I'm like, damn, I'm sure glad my car ain't out here, Very strange in Reno. Then we had thunder and shit like that, and then it kind of like went away. Then went back to summer again. Not a big deal. My name's Crypto Hulk, not a financial advisor, not a crypto advisor, none of the above. Do not invest in anything I say. Do not sell anything I say. Don't watch the show. Hey, before every show, I get super fucking high. Cocaine, heroin, I inject, I breathe, I eat coke, whatever it is. Methamphetamines, all kinds of drugs on the show. Any kind of a post that I've ever done, totally high on drugs and illegal substances. There's your disclaimer. Sharib1, member for 21 months. Thanks, Hulk and Crypto Hulk fam. Let's go through here. 00353. Welcome to the crypto explosion level. Let me look through this here. Stu Lavelle is here. Good morning, every one of you. Awesome, smart, wealthy peeps. Let's get it. Malaysia organized the peace deal between Thailand and Cambodia, scheduled for tomorrow. Laos next, then Asia is hooked up. All Ripple. Okay, first article. The Genius Act passed, as we know. Some of you are, I haven't really kept up on it. I know it's something to do with crypto. I'm just like, will this fucking shit ever happen? We're going to go over a little bit about what is it and what is happening. I got good news with it and bad news. Okay. As always, there's always good and bad. You're not going to be rich tomorrow. Okay. I'm not going to tell you what the bad news is in this article, but I suggest you listen up. The Guiding and Establishing National Innovation for U.S. Stablecoins Act, better known as the Genius Act, was signed into law July 18th, 2025. It marks a watershed moment in U.S. digital asset policy. The first comprehensive federal framework specifically regulating the issuance and operation of payment stablecoins. Let me tell you something. They're rolling this out in parts. First, we got to get, number one thing that's going to happen is we're not getting rid of, they're trying to make the dollar, they're not trying to lose the value of every country's money. The Mexicans got the peso, so does the Philippines and stuff. English, English got the pound. Italy's got what, the lira? I don't know. I don't care. One thing we know for certain is that there will not be allowed to have a cryptocurrency that destroys nations' monies. So that's why Facebook's Libra, the whole world said, oh, no. It must have been good because they got scared to death. They got rid of that Facebook Libra crypto real quick. They said, we will not be having this, okay? What's happening is what we have to do is protect every country's money. So a stable coin, think about it, is based on the money. So you can have all kinds of stable coins. The government's not going to say anything to you if you back it with the US dollar or with the Hong Kong money. What they have to do, everybody, look, this is all coming together. Nothing's going to happen in secret. I know you got your hardware wallet. You're living out in a ranch someplace. You've got an underground place where you get water, like your well. You're killing deer to eat and live in. You made your own tents. You're wearing the skins of the animals, so you don't have to go to. Okay, I understand what your whole. You canned food for the next 50 years. Okay, that's great. It's great. You got solars. There's your electricity. Okay. That's going to work for a limited time only. I'm just letting you know. With all the drones flying around and they can't identify you, you're going to send people to the house. It's look, man, it's inevitable how this is going to go. It's going to be a slave globe, okay? And this technology is going to help enslave everybody. Don't worry, equal opportunity enslavement opportunity coming to a theater near you. But like I've said from day one, if it's not in the United States code, it doesn't exist. So all this time with this like Ethereum free pass, look, nobody's going to jail. I've already shown how the Ethereum project and all the Chinese and all this stuff, it's all mixed. It's all the government. Nobody from Ethereum is going to jail, okay? This was a government project, and they had a green light to basically explore crypto. That's what the government, they all signed non-disclosure agreements. Nothing's happening to anybody. No need to get all mad. Hey, we got to put Vitalik in jail. Nobody's going to jail, either at Ripple or nothing. It's all a government project. I've shown over and over and over all the government ties to this, okay? Just watch my past shows if you want all the evidence. I don't got time to deal with that shit right now. We have to accept the fact, and that's this Genius Act, this is the beginning, okay? You're not going to have this Cambrian explosion right now, okay? What every country is doing is coming up with a platform. I've already told you, United States, it was the ADAPT platform, AADAPT. That's to protect everybody, okay? Everything's going to run on the Ripple ledger. I'm going to show you today with the Pakistan article. We're going to get into the Pakistan article, and they're coming off with fucking American Express, Temenos, Ripple's mixed up in Pakistan, where they gave the World Wide Web the Ripple ledger. So everything's going to run. I'll show you the evidence here in a minute. It's on a Wikipedia article. But what we're doing is watching stuff unfold. On Crypto Hulk Show, I've been showing you for years. All this evidence I've been showing you for years on end. No other channel has a clue, all right? They're just after, I don't know what they're after. I'm after the facts. So let's get back to this Genius Act here. Like I said, it's not in the United States code right now. That's why we don't have definitions on what's a crypto, what's a utility token, what is anything. There's nothing in there, okay? There's talk in the United States code about the Biden, he made some kind of crypto dream act or some shit like that. The Genius Act. What it's going to do is usher in, you got to start with stable coins. What all of this is right now is stable coin. That's why, notice Ripple. Look, you guys, this whole thing's the government. And you got to protect the government's money. Bitcoin's not going to be a thing. It's going to be some ancient relic, okay? Bitcoin's a distraction. And while they're rolling out, the funny thing is all these people are laughing. Like if you go to any place where Ripple has a convention and you're cheering Ripple, they are laughing at you so hard. It's truly sad. You go, I want to be part of something. I want to go meet the XRP family, and all that dumb shit. The government people are literally laughing at how fucking stupid you are. Oh, man, it's embarrassing. This whole crypto is made by, you're cheering the government. Do you understand that? Yeah, make me a slave. Awesome. Yeah, go XRP. Go David Schwartz. Yeah. These guys are the ones that's bringing in your slavery, dummy. Wow, and you're over there cheering at XRP rallies and shit. Yeah, I want to meet Brad Garling. I want to get a picture of Brad Garlinghouse. Hey, Brad, thanks for making me a slave. I mean, literally, that's what's happening. It's truly sad. These dumb shits that go to these XRP conferences and shit, oh, my God. Embarrassing. These people have no fucking clue. The channels they watch don't even teach them shit. It's truly sad. Grown men going to XRP rallies and functions when it's the government trying to enslave everybody. These are the dumbest group of individuals you'll ever meet. Let's continue. As highlighted in our earlier coverage of Crypto Week, the act passed, which is the Genius Act, June 17th. It received bipartisan support, 68-30. The House voted 308 yes, 122 no. It's probably the Democrats. President Trump's signature the next day codified the bill. Here we go. The act defines payment stablecoin. Now they put in the term payment stablecoins rather than just stablecoins, right? So there's going to be different kinds of stablecoins, I would guess, because they have here payment stablecoins. Never heard of that before. They're making stuff up, everybody, as we go, and then they're codifying it. This is what has to happen in crypto. I've been telling you for, 5 years. This is why for the past 5 years, the IRS had no right to tax you, but you paid. You were watching crypto channels that had tax attorney Clinton Donnelly. I'm like, well, I'm not going to mention their name, the Dumb and Dumber guys. They had literally, they were kissing ass of this Clinton Donnelly tax attorney. Oh, I want to be an affiliate of Clinton Donnelly so I can kiss his ass and make money. These dumbasses were promoting, oh yeah, you have to pay money to the IRS. You might as well see Clinton Donnelly, tax attorney. There's nothing codified in the United States Code. I've been saying this for 5 fucking years. And these other stupid ass YouTube influencers, I'm just like, wow, dude, you're like ripping off your fans. We don't even have crypto laws. There's nothing in the United States Code. I don't care if you get some letter from the IRS. Tell them they can go back and suck fucking dicks, okay? Have the IRS, I've been telling you this for years. Have the IRS show you where in the United States Code do we have definitions, because IRS rules and guidance is not law. So I don't have to pay a fucking thing. That's the answer right there. Notice nobody gets in trouble for stealing crypto in the past because crypto doesn't exist. So what you have is unlawful entry, hacking into whatever system, but you can't get in trouble for stealing. I had a friend who was selling XRPs for like $100 a piece to rich people. I knew a guy that made a fuck ton of money selling XRPs off. You never get in trouble because he used to call me and say, hey, are you sure this is legal and shit? I'm like, dude, there's no crypto laws. You could sell an XRP for $1,000. He was selling some of them for $1,000 a piece. Oh my God, you guys, you have no idea. And I was like, yeah. See, XRP is a currency is what I told him. It's a cryptocurrency. Get it? Currency. And what is a currency? It's a medium of exchange. But see, we don't have any crypto laws. You can sell XRP for whatever you want because the law will probably most likely call it a digital currency. And when was the last time you taxed? If I had $1 bill and I sold it to you like my friend did for like $1,000, there's no tax. It's $1 bill. You chose to spend $1,000 for it. There's no fucking tax in this situation. So for years, he called me up. He'd call me up every 3 months because he's nervous. I'm like, dude, everything's fine. We don't have crypto laws yet. You can sell that XRP for $1,000. You're not going to get in trouble. And this dude made fucking bankroll, okay? So he kind of like broke me off some money now and then to advise him on things, even though I'm not a financial advisor. But I said, hey, if these people want to pay you $1,000 per XRP, hook it up. Give me a little bit of that bread there, Mr. Chef Boyardee. So that's how we roll. I wasn't tripping on nothing with the IRS and Department of Justice because there's nothing in I used to work for the Department of Justice. That's why we laughed. I was telling, look, I used to work for the Department of Justice. So I looked through the law books and stuff, the United States Code. There's nothing in there about crypto. I said, dude, you could sell an XRP for $10,000 a piece to these rich cats. There's nothing, you can't get taxed. You don't have to pay tax. If I had a dollar bill, again, if I had a fucking dollar bill, I told him, which is what crypto is, it's a dollar bill, and you sell it for something else, it's a currency. You're not going to get taxed. You're not getting in trouble. There's no way to fucking pay tax. Not even in the law. It doesn't even exist in the law books. That's how far Crypto Hulk show was. Meanwhile, Dumb and Dumber on YouTube were like, well, you better go see Clinton Donnelly, tax attorney. I'm like, wow, this guy's so fucking stupid, telling his people to go see a crypto tax attorney. That's so fucking retarded. All righty now. The Genius Act refers to payment stablecoins as digital assets. They are designed to maintain a stable value relative to a fiat currency, principally the US dollar. These assets are intended for transactional use. So a stablecoin is meant for transactions. These assets are explicitly excluded from being classified as securities, bank deposits, or CBDCs. This provides long-needed legal clarity. So right there, they just defined what a payment stable coin is, and it's not a, see, this is what the crypto space has not had. That's why my friend made millions off of selling XRP when it was like 50 cents. He'd go sell them for $1,000 a piece to anybody who would buy them. Okay? He's not getting in trouble. He's not paying a single fucking dime of tax because everyone's like, oh, the IRS sent me a letter. Why don't you take a shit on that letter and mail it back to him and tell him by the time you get this, you might want to add some hot fudge, okay? Robert says, I'm still in the Green Hulk. Make it interesting. So we go back to this article. Now, here's the bad news right here. After a 3-year, count them 3 years. Did Crypto Hulk just say 3 years? Yeah, I said 3 years. Yep, he definitely said 3 years. After a 3-year transition period ending like around July 2028. July 2028. Yep, he said July 2028, everybody. Only permitted stablecoin issuers will be allowed to operate. Oh. These include, remember how I told you. In the beginning, you'll have 100 crypto exchanges. In the end, you'll have 10. Starting to look like this every day, huh? Everything Crypto Hulk says, now it's starting to all fall into place, isn't it? Yep. Bank subsidiaries will be supervised by federal agencies. These are the people that are allowed to move stable coins, sell them, hold them, and all this stuff. Non-bank entities will be licensed by the new federal framework. State chartered entities will be certified through a federal recognition process. Issuers with under 10 billion in assets may opt for state-level oversight. They must obtain parity. See, so what's happening now is if you want to sell a stable coin, like in the past, it's been good. If you want to sell stable coins in the future, you're going to have to be licensed. When my friend was, let's say my my acquaintance that I knew. Yeah, I forgot his name. Couldn't tell you where you could ever find him. Sorry. The acquaintance that I knew was selling crypto, XRP specifically. Now, we know that Ripple's XRP is a stable coin. See, all this is talking about stable coins. That's what the XRP is. It's a stable coin. Well, no, it's not, Crypto Hulk. That's what the RLUSD is. No, listen up, dummy. The World Bank classifies XRP as a stable coin. Look at the article right here. If you have a problem, you don't go ask Brad Garlinghouse. Come on now, dumbass. You listen to what the World Bank says. The World Bank already came out like last year and said Ripple's XRP is a stable coin. We're listening to the World Bank. We're not listening to what David Schwartz says, Monica Long, or Brad Garlinghouse. These are just people. When the World Bank says that XRP is a stable coin, that's what it is, okay? Just letting you know. Garlinghouse, Long, and Schwartz, those are all paid actors. Hollywood has an actors guild. It's called a 3-letter agency that we're not sure what the name of it is. And a few of the actors, that's their last names. The Schwartz, Long, and Garlinghouse crew, they're paid actors by the government. They're not regulators. There's a difference. So back to what I was saying. XRP is a stable coin, and nobody's going to be able to sell it or whatever unless you're working through the government. Okay, that's what it's saying here. Non-bank entities, like my friend that was selling XRP, which is a stable coin, they're saying you'll have to follow federal framework in the future. Right here, they're talking about stable coins, stable coin issuers. That was what my friend did. Okay, he was a stable coin issuer before we had laws. I know he's probably watching this now saying, damn, that Crypto Hulk guy, right on. I told him that in the future, what you're doing, XRP is a stable coin, I said, and you're allowed to sell it, but in the future, you can't do that shit anymore. So you might as well sell as many of those motherfuckers as you can for $1,000 a piece, even though they're worth 50 cents or $1 or whatever it was he was selling them at. I said, congrats, dude. That's fucking genius. But I'll tell you what, that gravy train's going to run out because when we have crypto laws and regulations, you can't do that shit no more. And look who's right, Crypto Hulk. Non-bank entities will have to be licensed by the new federal framework. You can't be selling stable coins and shit unless you're a licensed government agency. He got away with it for years, made millions off doing that shit. Congratulations. Mr. OG's talking to Anita Dick. So that's the person's name, Anita, and then last name is Dick. Don't start hating on Crypto Hulk for being vulgar. Now, if you issue and sell stable coins in the future, here's what you're going to have to do. My friend didn't have to do this, but this is what my friend would have to do in the future. He'd have to get registered, but for every stable coin he sold, he'd have to have 1-to-1 reserve with the dollar. That's how this government is going to print. People in the beginning were like, oh, cryptos are going to take over the government. No, they're not. No, they're not. All dumb people would say that, unless you're watching Crypto Hulk Show. If you watch Crypto Hulk Show, you know how shit happens in the future, because that's what we do. Ripple's going to issue wallets and stuff. I already showed. Ripple's had wallets since 2013. I showed you it on my program. I took a video and made it and put it on my show. Stable coins, when you sell them in the future, you're going to have them backed 1-to-1 with the United States dollar. Reserves must be held in segregated accounts without rehypothecation. The act mandates monthly reserve attestations and requires annual audits by independent firms. So every month you're going to have to tell the government, show them your books, how many stable coins you got, how many you got out, how many you sold or whatever. And once a year, a federal inspector, maybe a third party at the direction of a federal inspector, either or, maybe both, are going to come in once a year and make sure, they're just going to do a surprise visit and make sure everything's on the up and up. Why the Genius Act matters. Why did they pass the Genius Act? Regulatory clarity. Stablecoins now have a defined legal status under law. Like I've been telling you for 5 years, and no other channel's been telling you this, because I used to work in the Department of Justice. There's nothing in the United States Code. And everyone's like, oh, United States Code, you don't even know what he's talking about, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, wow, these people are sucking so much fucking dick they can't even think straight. They must be happy as shit right now. For 5 years, I said there's nothing in the United States Code. Look, the judge, I'm going to tell you what, I've been telling you this from day one. No other channel would touch this thing because they have not a fucking clue. This whole Ripple lawsuit from 2020, it was totally fake. You see, I'm going to tell you again. Judges, their job is to interpret existing law. Judges don't get paid to give their opinion. No. Judges get paid to interpret existing law. When you don't, I'm going to break this down like you're 5th grade. When we don't have law in the United States Code, a judge cannot hear that case. Do you get it? Because the judge has no jurisdiction in a case where there's no existing law. Are we understanding this at all? 99% of the YouTube influencers do not understand this at all. Maybe I should speak slower so they get it, okay? Your other favorite channel has no fucking clue at all, okay? When I worked for the Bureau, no one's getting arrested unless it's inside the United States Code. If they didn't commit a violation there, I just committed a United States Code violation of civil rights. I think that's 18 U.S. Code, Section 242. So when Gary Gensler committed a lot of 18, if you look up 18 United States Code, Section 242, that's when a federal, city, state, local, whatever government official violates your civil rights, like the IRS and these things, having you pay tax. There's no law. That's a violation of your civil rights. Even these lawyers we got in this country are so fucking stupid. They have no idea. Okay. IRS laws and rules and guidance, that doesn't mean shit. You don't have to pay no tax on crypto. Now in the future, that's what this Stablecoin Act does. It gives definitions, and eventually that'll end up in the United States Code. This is what I've been saying for 5 years. That's why I told my friend, go out and make millions, dude, because this shit's going to end. Right now, there's no laws. You could sell XRPs for $1,000 a piece. That's what he was doing. Some cases, a lot of cases, $500 a piece. He was making millions. And every few months, he'd ask me, hey, is this still legal? I'm like, yeah, man, don't worry about that shit. There's no laws. You look, I said, trust me. When it becomes illegal, you'll know because the news will be talking about all this shit, okay? But that's how this dude made millions, selling XRP that were 15 cents and 30 cents. He'd sell them for like 500 a piece. I'm like, bravo. He broke me off a lot for giving him not financial advice, just for talking to him. That's it. He's like, are you sure I'm not going to jail? I'm like, dude, would you stop it with that? I said, there's nothing. I said, let me tell you for the 100th time. When I worked for the Bureau, if it's not in the United States Code, it's not in our jurisdiction, okay? It must be it'd be a state issue or a county issue or a city ordinance that somebody's breaking the law in, but it's not at the federal level. So if somebody's selling some crypto and some shit, it's not in the federal code. So go off and sell an XRP for $1,000. It doesn't fucking matter, dude. You're not going to jail. There's nothing in the law. And that's why the Ethereum passed. Nobody gets busted and all this shit. That's why nobody at Ripple's going to jail or nothing, because all this shit's legal, because this judge had no jurisdiction on the Ripple case, because judges aren't allowed to deal with information, cases, accusations, whatever, if it's not in their jurisdiction. Like I said, maybe it's a city violation. Maybe it's a county, state. It sure as hell ain't federal. Other channels, they have no clue. All right. They won't be telling you this shit because I don't know. I'm just going to pay my tax. I'm just going to bend over, hand the IRS my lube, continue with my YouTube show, and tell everybody, make sure you declare it on your tax forms. Ha ha ha. I'm like, wow. These people that make YouTube videos are so fucking stupid. It's embarrassing. So the Genius Act is going to bring regulatory clarity. That's what I've been telling you for 5 years we don't have. It's not in the United States code. Now, guess what? Stablecoins now have a defined legal status under federal law. Ta-da! After 5 years of me saying this, there's no definitions. Remember I said there's no definitions of what a crypto is, no definition of yield farming, no definition of stake. There's no definitions of shit in the United States code until right now. They just passed this law. They're going to be put. Now, remember, there's a 3-year deal on this. Okay. You might not see laws hit the United States code for 3 years. So that's the thing. They have a 3-year period. After a 3-year transition period, only permitted stablecoin issuers will be allowed to operate. So my friend right now can still keep selling this shit. I don't know if you're out there, buddy. If you are, keep going. You got 3 years to go. But after, let me repeat it again because my friend's always getting spooked. After a 3-year transition period, and that 3-year transition ends in July 2028. You got 3 more years, buddy, to keep cranking out those millions, all right? Then after that, you got to stop that shit because XRP is considered a stable coin according to the World Bank, all right? Now, the United States will also declare it to be a stable coin as well. You'll see. The Genius Act brings regulatory clarity, institutional participation. Everybody, the institutions come in. That's how we get rich, right? Consumer safety. You're going to have new standards that enhance reserve transfer. It's not going to be like Tether where we can't see it. Look, I'm telling you what. There's good and there's bad with everything. The good part is we're moving into crypto laws. Everything's going to be safe, okay? No more rug pulls. No more the bad man coming in, taking your crypto and clapping your cheeks and stuff. Look, the federal government's coming in. They're going to have platforms like nobody's stealing shit. And all that's good. But then again, at the same time, all that's bad. Your freedoms are gone. The government's going to know what crypto you have, how much you're selling. And I'm just saying it's a slave system, everybody. There's good and there's bad. I think in the short term, it'll be good. And then in the long term, it's going to be bad. Okay. Stablecoins will not be allowed to pay holders interest. There's going to be all these laws and rules coming in. Right here, says in the end, in addition, pursuant to the act, FinCEN, which is the Treasury, FinCEN is the enforcement arm of the Treasury. The Treasury / FinCEN have 3 years. They have, again, 3 years to research new blockchain-specific methods. Then they need to release a report on detecting and reporting illicit activity. This is where all this goes, everybody. We're not rich tomorrow. I'm just letting you know. This is a reality channel. I'm not going to be here trying to hype everybody. My channel, I'm not supposed to be the cheerleader, okay? I'm not your cheerleader. Oh, hey, everybody. XRP is going to $4 next week. Woohoo! Let's have a Ripple party. That's so fucking stupid, these channels. XRP with $1,000. Hey, it'll happen when it happens. And sometimes I'll use that title for a little bit of clickbait myself, but you guys know I'm joking if I do. Joshua's like, She-Hulk, so you keep all your XRP in Caleb. Crypto She-Hulk lost 143,000. Man, ain't that some shit? Okay. So we know 3 years from now, I'm going to tell you what, I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know if crypto even takes off. I have no idea. But I just read you. Now, look, they can always speed stuff up, okay? They can put this shit out that stable coins aren't going to be fully law for like 3 years. That's a long fucking time. And I know all of us were expecting that if you get into crypto now, tomorrow you'll be rich, and it's not true. So if you're brand new, I just want to let you know, you might want to go back watching the channel that talks about going to the moon and popping bottles with models and sideshows with hoes or whatever you guys talk about. I'll just be stacking away. By the time this crypto thing takes off, I'll have stacked away so much crypto that I could probably buy half of the state that you live in. Oh, just kidding. Let's talk about Caleb Brown. Let's talk about hardware wallet attacks, because these are going to be coming in, everybody. Look, part of my show, we do pump dumps. We do short-term cryptos. We do long-term crypto investment. We have deep dives on this show. We have latest news. We also have right here, right now, a what to look out for. Crypto Hulk, help protect us from the bad man, okay? So here's this article here. It talks about attacks on your hardware wallet. Let's go over this article right here, because there's misinformation by people out there. Now, a lot of people are like, oh, I don't like the Crypto Hulk show. It changed, this and that. Then go back and watch the reruns, asshole. Wrench attacks. Wrench attacks drive crypto investors to centralized custodians. What is this? It's where crypto wallets are being hacked. And people are realizing that a good crypto custody solution like Fireblocks is better than your hardware wallet. And I know that a lot of people don't believe that, and it's not what you believe. It's called reality. That's what you have to understand, is reality. See, when you have a hardware wallet, you have 1 point of failure, as they call it, okay? When you have a Caleb Brown, you got like 4 points of failure. That makes it harder. So your keys, when you have a hardware wallet, all your keys are in that one wallet, right? To access your crypto on the blockchain. Caleb Brown has like 4, I think maybe 5, but I think 4. So they hold the keys. Fireblocks hold the keys to your half your keys, or let's say a quarter of your keys. So Caleb Brown holds 1/4 of your keys. Fireblocks holds the next 2 out of 4 quarters. They pick 2 other entities. One carries 3 out of 4, the other 4 out of 4. See how that works? So if your hardware wallet is hacked, they got all your crypto, the bad man, right? Let's just say Caleb Brown is hacked. The criminal only has 1 out of 4 of your keys. But check it out. Your crypto is within Fireblock solution, not Caleb Brown solution. So let's say I have a duffel bag, right? And my crypto is inside of a canister, but it's inside of a duffel bag, which we call Caleb Brown. So that Fireblocks is the same type of solution that 2,000 of the world's biggest banks have. Fireblocks, but here's the thing. Fireblocks only holds 1/4 of your keys. So if somebody hacks Caleb Brown and Fireblocks, they still aren't getting your crypto because they need the other 2 keys. Get it? They've only got half your keys. So then the criminal's got to find the one party and then find the other party, and then finally it can get your keys. Hardware wallets, you got one place. That's why they call it 1 point of attack. That's it. Let's read the article here. When I finally understood custody and sharding, when your keys are sharded, not that other thing when you get poo-poo in your pants, okay? This is sharding sharding with a D. Crypto Hawk, I'm eating breakfast right now. Did you really have to say that? Oh, sorry. It just kind of slipped out. Crypto custodians are reporting increased interest in their services amid the rising frequency of the so-called $5 wrench attacks on cryptocurrency traders, investors, and project leaders. In the last year, several high-profile wrench attacks, which are physical attempts to steal someone's crypto, have targeted prominent investors and business executives in the blockchain industry. The crypto mantra of not your keys, not your crypto has lost its power among some investors who fear for their personal safety. Cold wallets may offer you control over digital assets, but they also present a single point of attack. That's what we're talking about here, everybody. To all the dummies out there, not your keys, not your crypto. Oh God, wow. Why do you think the top 2,000 banks in the world, they don't buy like ledger wallets or whatever, these fucking trust wallets and shit like that? They aren't buying that shit. Ron Weber, thank you very much, Ronnie boy. Hulk KNC is up 24% today. Here's a little taste of my profits. You are great. Well, thank you very much there, Ronnie boy. I think I'll take a drink to that one. Monster, 0 calorie. Jay Vale says, I always laughed at the statement, not your keys, not your crypto. Now, if you look at Crypto Hulk Show, look down below. I do sell crypto wallets, not in this video. I sell gold and silver coins, and I have crypto wallets. When I do my short videos that last under 2 minutes, those are where I sell the hardware wallets. I still have a hardware wallet where I keep 25% of my crypto, okay? I have Caleb Brown as a sponsor, or I'm an affiliate of Caleb Brown, because they're using Fireblocks, and they have very friendly people with funny accents. I don't know where these people got the accents from in Australia. I guess somebody decided to not speak United States English, and Crypto Hulk, the United States wasn't around then. Shut up. Crypto Hulk, you seriously aren't saying that shit, all right? I like messing with the Australian people. It's funny. But Caleb Brown, I'm telling you, man, you don't have a single point of attack. That's what this article is talking about. Hey, I have 25% of my stuff in a hardware wallet just in case. Okay. I never do 100%. I love Caleb Brown, but all seriously, the people are very friendly, very helpful. They break stuff down. They make it easy to understand shit. You can call up your own broker. They can protect your crypto for free. There's no charge. Anytime you make trades is when you get charged. And they're there if you have questions. I mean, it's great. You can literally call these people up. Now they have an office in the United States. So you don't have to worry about, okay, now what time is it in Australia? Just if it's during the daytime in the United States. And actually, you can call their phone number 24/7. And they can message you through an email. You can't actually call them. But if you take, in America, they're probably open, I don't know, 8 to 5 Pacific time. And then Australia time, they're probably open 8 to 5. That means probably about 16 hours a day they're open to actually call. And if you wanted to type your broker a message where they can make trades for you or so ask a question, then they can get back to you and type to you. So let's get back to the article, but that's what this article's talking about. It's not, don't put all your shit in a hardware wallet. I'm not doing it. If any of you guys have seen me on for 5 years, I've made this show for 5 years. How many sponsors have I had besides Caleb Brown? How many sponsors have I had? None. Now, think of all these other channels you listen to. How many sponsors have they had in 5 years? Probably 25 or more, 30, 40. Okay. So I've had one sponsor. I'm an affiliate. They're not a sponsor. And I totally believe in this company. I believe in Fireblocks. That's why 2,000 of the world's biggest banks and financial institutions use Fireblocks. I'm fine with that. I don't want one point of failure. I like the fact that Caleb Brown doesn't do shit with my crypto except lock it up and hold it 300 feet below the ground. That's what I want. I don't want to be opened up to any chance where the government takes my shit because, oh, they were doing this, or Caleb Brown was doing that, or they're staking it, or they're doing. We don't even have laws in this shit yet. I'm glad they're not doing shit with it. They custody it with fire blocks, with 2,000 of the world's biggest. That's why I want to be right there. I don't want my crypto being loaned, staked, yield for whatever the fuck it is. Just don't do shit with my crypto right now. Okay. Until everything, I think about 2 or 3 years from now, then yeah, I'll do shit. But right now, no way, man. Hackers and shit out there. Not this adapt AADAPT safety platform is not fully used right now. Now, when that adapt platform is done, and then there's government, like I'm not trying to risk shit right now, okay? To make a 10% return on what, a $3 XRP or some shit. I don't fucking care about that stupid shit. Wrench attacks are nothing new. James Lupp, a Bitcoin advocate and chief technology officer at Bitcoin Wallet, published a GitHub repository logging hundreds of such incidents since 2014. And those were only the ones that were reported. In the last 2 to 3 years, crypto adoption has sped up and become more mainstream than ever. Attacks have grown more public and sophisticated. In January 2025, the founder of the crypto wallet Ledger and his wife, David, were kidnapped, taken to separate locations and held at ransom. So what we're seeing here, look, if you have that wallet, that your crypto ledger, there's a way that if somebody tortures you, you're going to tell what the keys are. But what if you don't have them all? They can't get them. That's what the article is talking about here. So they'd have to literally get your custody provider and all these people on board. And that's, see, when you just have a crypto wallet only, that's one point of attack. And if they were able to use a quantum computer to hack into your ledger, they're going to bust it open, everybody. This is what I'm talking about. Hey, right now, everything might be cool. Right now. When is the day when a quantum computer gets in the possession of a criminal and it's not on the news and you just get your cheeks clapped? See, that's how the shit works. A criminal's not going to say, hey, everybody, I got a quantum computer. I'm going to clap your cheeks. They're not going to make that announcement, dumbass. You're going to be sitting here on your fat ass like you are right now. Then all of a sudden, your friend's going to call you, hey, check your wallet. I just got liquidated. And you're like, what? Oh, so you grab your phone and you check it. Oh, shit. Then you call your friend, hey, I just got liquidated. And that game goes on like the game called telephone. And you and all your little friends got busted in a circle jerk and your cheeks just got clapped. Your crypto's gone. You see, I got fire blocks. That shit ain't going to happen to me. A criminal will gain control over a quantum computer at some point, and they're not going to make an announcement, and you're not going to hear about it until your Ledger wallet is empty. Then you're going to be crying. Okay. Meanwhile, I'll be on my show chilling because I got Caleb Brown and I got fire blocks. I've got a custody solution where 2,000 of the world's biggest banks use it. But Crypto Hulk, was I wrong? Not your keys, not your crypto. Was I wrong, Crypto Hulk? I just lost everything. Yeah, because you're a dumb fuck and you think you're smarter than Crypto Hulk. That's why you're watching me, right? Okay. So that's what this article is talking about. Custody, institutional custody. I'm going to wrap the article up. That's where this is going. You don't want one point of failure, okay? That's the old way. Let me check my time. 10 minutes. Oh, shiznit. Let's do it. Let me check the comments here real quick. Z Gammon. I'm sorry. I'm over here at work dying in the background. Okay, Pat. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna peep you some game, Pat. Pat lives in Canada. That's your first strike. Unfortunately, sorry to hear that. Pat makes a statement. We can't buy crypto here. We can't buy XRP here from Caleb Brown. That's not true. So what Pat needs to do is contact an attorney. Remember, I'm not giving financial advice. If I knew a person named Pat, I would contact LegalZoom, www.legalzoom.com, start an American LLC, and then through that LLC, register with Caleb Brown, maybe in Florida. You give him the EIN number that you'll be getting with all of this. And then you simply contact Caleb Brown and buy crypto. It's not that hard. I think LegalZoom charges anywhere between $300 to $500. Now, you got to kind of know what you're doing in a way. They make it pretty simple, but there's more to it than this. This is why I'm not giving out financial advice. Don't do what I'm telling an imaginary person named Pat to do. Don't do any of this. But what a person would do if they wanted to not listen to me is go to the LegalZoom website, wherever country you're in, see if you're eligible to start an American LLC, which is a corporation, and then through that corporation in the United States, Montana is probably a good state to incorporate in, or Delaware, either one. Then what would happen is you can buy crypto through that LLC. There you go. So Pat in Canada, it's not that difficult, okay? You can still get it. That's why I said Pat made a statement that he couldn't buy it. Pat's wrong. He can buy it. He's just not going about it the right way, okay? There you go. Same thing. If you're in England and I hear all the bullshit from people in New York and England, we can't buy XRP. Okay, that's because you're watching the wrong channel, okay? You start a fucking LLC in either Delaware or Montana or some shit, start your LLC, and then buy the fucking crypto in the corporation's name. This shit is not so fucking hard. You guys complicate the easiest fucking shit and say like, oh God, we're doomed. When is Caleb Brown going to Canada? They don't need to go to Canada, dummy. Just do what the fuck I said and you'll figure it out. Alrighty then, Crypto Hulk. Thanks for being a Peter Positive so early in the morning. No, I'm just tired of people like, they got 10 excuses why shit can't get done. They got 10, 20, I can't do it because this and that, and then this and that, and I can't do it because that. You know what I do? I'm going to give you 20 fucking reasons why I'm going to get something done. That's how I operate. I don't care what roadblock's in front of me. I'm going to find 15 fucking ways to get around this roadblock. That's how I work. Big old roadblock pops up. Okay. I'm going to try 15 or 20 things before I give up and say, I can't do it. If I do this way, nope, that don't work. Let me go under it. Nope. Let me go around it. Nope. Let me go over it. Nope. In the end, maybe I just blow the fucking obstacle up and go right through it. You, on the other hand, oh, well, they won't let us do this and I can't do that. You're one of these people that just never get shit done, huh? I'm that kind of person. I will use every single resource, whatever it takes, and I will figure out a way to get shit done. That's how I do it. Legal, illegal, gray, whatever. I will get something fucking done. Okay. Alrighty then. Let's speed round this. We're going to talk about Pakistan and the Ripple connections along with American Express and Temenos. You know, if you go through life, everybody else gives up because nobody wants to work hard, okay? So their excuse is, oh, you can't do it because of this, and your government says you're not allowed, and then, or your doctor says you'll never be healed of this. If I heard, I've done so much shit in life where the doctors say you'll never be able to do this. Lawyers have even told me, oh, I don't think that's possible. Not, you know what? I do what I fucking want, and I figure out a way around it, most of the time legally, okay? And everything works, and that's how you do it. You can't accept the fact that something can't get done. Make it fucking happen. Try. Thomas Edison said, they said, oh, you never make the light bulb and shit. I think that dude tried like 10,000 times. And he had dyslexia on top of that, where he couldn't fucking read or some shit. But this guy doesn't give up. Like 99% of these weak people I call humans, like these fucking dumbasses that have crypto channels that don't give you any kind of research. They just find that it's called the lowest hanging fruit. I want you to watch something. These crypto channels, if there's a tree with fruit, I'm going to the top. I will get a fucking ladder and climb to the top and grab fruit. You know what these other channels do? They just reach up high enough to grab that fruit there. And they just reach up to grab that fruit there. I'm going to reach as high as I can. And if not, I will stack up whatever kind of fucking shit I have to, get on top and grab the best fucking fruit. That's how I run my channel, okay? These other people's asses are so big and fat and lazy. They just reach for, can somebody send me a news article? That's what these people literally do. They just have people send them news articles, and they just, well, this guy sent me this, and this other person sent me that. Too lazy to, I can't even grab this. Can somebody send me some news articles? Wow. We have an article here about Pakistan, and this is in the Middle East. Remember, you got to get everybody hooked up. Pakistan has 40 million crypto wallets. Pakistan is one of the top 5 countries in the world as far as crypto adoption. That's what's going on. And here's your article for that, Pakistan. I'm going to switch to your next article here. Faisal Bank in Pakistan years ago. It's a Ripple partner. Pakistan's biggest bank has been this Muslim country, Pakistan. The bank claims to be first in Pakistan to employ Ripple's blockchain. There you go. Cross-border payments. It is one of the biggest banks in Pakistan. Next, let's look at some evidence right here. I made a little video and showed you. You have the Central Bank of Pakistan. This goes years ago. Launched a pilot for central bank digital currencies. They established a sandbox to test and use crypto. They have KYC. They're already. They had this company called Avanza help them make their crypto. Pakistan already has a digital asset authority. Wow, in America, we don't even have this shit yet. See? Ripple is already in these other countries. I told you already. You get the slow pokes all set up. All these third world countries, all these countries like Pakistan and stuff where they've been doing the same shit for 1,000 years. Ripple goes right in there before anywhere else, okay? And hooks them all up. Now, there's a lot of banks. If you look at the other big banks in Pakistan, there's a bank called Bank Al-Falah. Al-Falah. They partnered with who? RippleNet. Oh, shit. Blockchain. And Lulu Exchange. Oh, so now they got laws, regulations. They got Ripple helping them. They have a crypto exchange. Al-Falah Bank. We look in here. There's a bank called Telenor Microfinance Bank. They're partners with Alipay. Now, isn't that interesting? Alipay, that's a Ripple partner from China in 2013. I can't show you this web page right here because it's my proprietary information. Nobody else has this. In 2013, June 27th, the Ripple China Trading Center was launched. I want you to listen very carefully because no other channel has this evidence. I'm showing you, and I've been showing you this for 3 years. No other channel even has a clue, okay? on Crypto Hulk Show, you're going to be definitely prepared for the future. If you end up not rich and you watch my channel, it's because you got some kind of fucking biological impairment from people that you call parents. And I use that term loosely for you. Ripple China Trading Center was launched 2013. And you can recharge your account through Alipay and TenPay. So where does that come from? Alibaba and Tencent. What is that? The world's biggest retailers. They're Chinese and half owned by the communist government. Ripple Partners, 2013, June. We go back to the article I was reading. So this Telenor microfinance bank in Pakistan is working directly with Alipay, the Chinese communist government, and Ripple, just letting you know. The Islamic Bank. So let's look there. Now, the Bank of Khyber, K-H-Y-B-E-R, Khyber. You have some called Sonori Bank, S-O-N-E-R-I Bank, and then you have Silk Bank. They're using Temenos software for their crypto. Temenos is a Ripple partner. Let me show you the evidence right here. Let me do a copy paste. Right there. Ripple-friendly Temenos, picked by Societe Generale Group to modernize the bank in the Czech Republic. So now we know that Ripple and Temenos are partners. So when I read this article off to you, it was the Bank of Khyber, Sonar Bank, and Silk Bank. They all use Temenos. That's Ripple. Next, we're going to the other Pakistani bank, the United Bank Limited, UBL. That's a bank in there that's using crypto. We already know the Telenor Microfinance Bank uses Alipay. They're Ripple partners because Ripple China. The Muslim commercial banks using crypto. All these banks are in Pakistan. Now, there's a bank called the JS Bank. Where is that? There it is, JS Bank. Let me take a look. Okay, JS Bank, Pakistani bank, formed 2007. They got their American Express is their business partner, okay? Now, that's interesting with American Express because they're also a Ripple partner. They're using Ripple. Let's look at the evidence for that. Whenever I tell you guys things, I always like to have evidence to back it up. And here's that evidence right here. If we look at Wikipedia, we'll notice something called the Interledger Foundation. What is this? It's a protocol that was designed. I'm going to summarize this. I'm not going to read the article. You can read it on your own. American Express is tied to Ripple because in 2015, Ripple, and I'm going to say Stefan Thomas and Evan Schwartz, David Schwartz's brother, Stefan Thomas and Evan Schwartz published a white paper, and it was a protocol called the Interledger Protocol. They gave it to the World Wide Web to use. And there's something called the HTTP 402. It's called Payment Required Status Code. It's to indicate digital content is accessible after a payment is made. It was largely unused since the internet was designed in 1997. It was unused due to global fragmentation in digital methods. Basically, what it was is in the internet, there was a place for a single payment protocol. Back in 1997, they knew there could be a payment system. They were working on it. It took them 16 years later. Oh, actually, maybe 18, 19 years later. Remember, the internet that we know of came about around 1997. So Ripple in 2015, 18 years later, finally had a global payment system. In 2015, that they had a big meeting. They tested it. American Express was there. The Federal Reserve was there. Okay. So American Express knows all about Ripple, and they worked with them because here's the evidence right here. Ripple put this protocol and stuck it into the internet. So for the past 10 years, everybody, the internet's been waiting. The internet for 10 years has been waiting for the day where we all start using Ripple, the XRP ledger, I mean, okay? Here's your evidence right here. And American Express was right there. And what's American Express doing now? Working with the Pakistanis, probably helping them hook up with the XRP ledger, which is the interledger protocol for the whole entire world. That is your deep dive for today. Let me check the comment section. We are done. Let's see. So XRP OBD says, so they just left a placeholder for something that wasn't a thing yet. Yes. See, everybody knows the internet was designed by the United States. And then the internet was, like, everybody would make fun of Al Gore, which they have a right to. Hold on. Al Gore, besides saying the ozone layer is thinning and the oceans are going to rise and sink us all because we have global warming. Well, besides that lie that he told for all these years, what he did say was true, that the United States government made the internet. That is true. I don't know when the internet actually started, but the internet for you and me and the entire world was around 1997. And then that was made by the government member. That's where they put a placeholder in there for global payments. But since every country is using some kind of different payment method, they just knew, they knew somebody down the road later, one of their three-letter agency of partners or whatever would create this. It took 18 years. Imagine that. 1997, the internet hit. It wasn't until 2015 that Ripple, with two guys, Stefan Thomas and David Schwartz's brother, Evan, it took 18 years, and then Ripple designed this interledger protocol, stuck it in an empty, it's kind of like a USB drive on your computer, and you stick that thing in there, and then you can transfer your photos to that little USB drive. Well, this thing plugged in. That's what we're So that's what happened is Ripple in 2015 stuck a USB drive into the World Wide Web to give it the interledger protocol that it needs. Now, for the past 10 years, they have been waiting for the whole world to get onto blockchain. And Ripple, that's why Ripple, they call it a nonprofit, something like that, right? Ripple files some kind of nonprofit, whatever, because it goes throughout the world and hooks everybody up. Ripple's job is to hook up, starting with all these banks in the world. And then you got Stellar, who's out there kind of doing the same thing. The same guy that helped make Ripple is the same one that made Stellar. XRP Flip-Flop says, XRP is a new world order. This is what I'm saying, everybody. So when I started Crypto Hulk Show, I already knew where this ends up. We're all slaves. I already know. What I'm trying to do is help you see all this. That's why I can't go to these XRP conventions and be like, go Ripple, and wear a Brad Garlinghouse t-shirt, because the government is looking at these people saying, wow, these people are so fucking stupid. They have no idea that Ripple is the government, that everything Crypto Hulk's been saying is true. The government people are laughing. That's why they banned my show so much, shadow ban it like on every platform, because they know this fucking channel here is the serious one. These other channels, they have no idea. They're all about hype and chasing this and that, and it's ridiculous. So there you go. I will see y'all at my 5 o'clock show. I will find some more. Maybe I might be able to find a crypto somebody might want to play with, right? But we'll see. I'll see y'all 5 p.m. today. That's in about 9 hours. About 9 hours from now. And that's it.